Let's welcome our host Sir Alberto Abira aka Tata Bert.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. We survived again in the third day of merrymaking month of December that we have to be thankful again and again. So this is the third day and we survived for the past 2 weeks already. And with your support and more coming, likes and dislikes, comments, favorable or whatever, any suggestion you would like to hear from you. I am still begging for you that I am not that fluent spontaneously, but speaking, stammering, but I have to relay a message, whatever it is. I would like to share from you, and I would like to hear also from you. So let's get together this evening. Let's be patient and let's exchange ideas and whatever we have, and we could discuss. Maybe we could develop something. Like last night, I have a good guest, Mr. Jeff, and he have a very thought-provoking questions concerning our government, concerning our culture and any attitude. Thank you. It's very interesting, and we have to develop these questions, and we have to find answers, whatever we can do. One good example that is that what we have this crab mentality, but it's hard to eradicate those things immediately. Little by little, we are developing the system. We are developing the the way in which we would like to be admiring our own people, because it's very lamentable that why others observe that and we cannot change our attitude when it comes to the the attainment of our fellow Filipinos, that when they are achieving or advancing in economic or whatever in stage of life, we cannot support it. Now, the question and the challenge is put on us. Let's try to understand each other. Let's find something on how we would obtain respect, that we have to love our own. I think the President Garcia's attitude that Filipino first, that has to be developed to every Filipinos, because if we cannot love our own people, if we cannot love our own product, if we cannot love our own economy, if we cannot love our neighbors, what are we? Because you cannot just be loving yourself. Loving one another is a paramount to every existence of human being. To be happy is that without enemy. Of course, so try to pitch in. Come on, give me a shot, and any question you'd like to arise. To question, maybe I will not be able to answer, but who knows? Some audience might be able to give some at least appropriate answer, if not the direct answer, but maybe we could learn from each other. The question of especially our organization here in Montreal, the question that everybody is just want to make money for their association because they needed funds. As I've said again and again, there is always a way and means to finance your admirable aspiration of certain projects, but you have to present it the way it is to show that this is needed, it is a requirement, this is a contribution to the culture of this our country being a multiculturalism. Not because you just love to have parties that you will need funding. No, something else. Or like our heritage. What about our showing our the best culture? Because it's an ethnic has a unique culture. So Heritage Canada is there to help us. So let's get yourself together, make a good presentation. Why you have to need a funding for this beautiful presentation that you are proposing. So of course you are not professional, but you could always ask. There is always some resource person who could guide us and who could guide how to make your presentation be acceptable and it is needed as a requirement to our multiculturalism. Please do that because so your dream of aspiring that you could make your own contribution as a community leaders of this our ethnic community. So let's ask, be humble enough to present this gift. But you don't be afraid it will be rejected, but you could try again. Maybe you could develop something else very important because December is our merry making month and who knows after 6 months, maybe approaching June, which is our Heritage Month, for the whole month, Filipino Heritage Month in Canada. So let's take advantage of that. Make your own presentation. For funding, you could ask, I could rely on Mr. Abdon to intercede and to guide you in how to make your presentation, your application for funding may be granted, but you will never know if you don't try. Okay, so much for that funding because funds is always on the corner, but how to spend that is a big story. Because when there is funds, expenditures come up. Even the event is over, unseen expenditure will be listed. So let's put ourselves together that we have to be more direct and visible on our what they call it transparency because if funds will be disappearing and nobody knows why and where it goes so it will a question may arise so let's be careful on that because you cannot stop people asking. But you may answer that what is in you? You are not even part of this. But who will make your that question if nobody would ask a question? Be thankful that somebody is interested in this situation, especially financing, because that's a very delicate situation. But it's in every one of you are intelligent enough why you are running the association, why you are running as a community leader, because you have the talent and willing and ready to give your input in order to survive, in order to share your our community, whatever you have and whatever you could do for each and every one for the progress and our existence, our neighbors and to other community and saying us that we are good community leaders because we could be proud with because every community has its own community center, but only we Filipinos, we were able to obtain that community center without any aid a single centavo when we obtained that building, not even from federal, municipal, or provincial, but we have contributed wholeheartedly now that we have the center. So this that is the center of our activities and topics most often how it is being run, but we we could survive. Could work together in order to improve. Of course, we know that building needed improvement, and our community is getting bigger and bigger, and our center is in dire need of expansion. A small building like that, but that is the landmark of our existence here in community. It is an envy of other ethnic that we have that prominent location. The size may not be as big, but we are hoping that the incoming and outgoing officers of this could think a little bit intelligently that we have to expand, we have to support, we have to accommodate every members of our community because whatever it is, failure or advancement in endeavor of every activities of our community will always reflect as Filipinos. Speaking of Filipinos, they will not be pointing any other particular association but farmers. Of course, we have our regional and provincial associations, which is good because that is an organization specializing to the very need of the region or provincials or a location or maybe just a town. There is already an organization because that is good because that is a specialization to the needs of every sector of our community. So, but we are representing as one in name of Filipino. So, if there is advancement or failure, it is always carry the name of Filipino. So let's work together. Let's communicate once in a while because we cannot just uh, fighting and grabbing each other's downfall in order for us to rise. But no, instead of a crab mentality, why don't we support each other? Because it is very custom. Yeah. You see, when somebody selling bagong and it is making good, everybody sells bagong. So that, of course, you cannot stop them doing all the same because they would like aspire for a prosperity or advancement in business. But we have to work together. Okay, we could work as a community. We could organize ourselves as a business association that let's before making any move that will destroy our image or our own business. So let's find a way that we will be supporting each other because if I'm selling bagong, you could also sell bagong, but we decide to it that we are not a competitive. Let the customer decide. Let's not put the bad words or whatever that would be a downfall of our competitions because we Filipinos we are not supposed to be competing like any other ethnic. If they run out of they have bad management, there somebody will come in and help and will be corrected. That I think that we have to obtain that situation. Of course, you know whom I'm talking. Which group is it? So, but I don't have to mention. Otherwise, I'll be promoting their best quality. But we have to talk our own best quality because we are very also enterprising. One thing good because I experienced it myself when our kababayan stranded here in Montreal, which they have no knowledge at all, but only my name was called, and I gave them shelter. And some of our neighbors will say, "Why you have to do that? Why you have to give this shelter? You could be in trouble in the immigration." Well, so far, thank God, the immigration understand that every time I was being handcuffed or harboring our kababayan in my apartment, so they have to question me, why are you doing this? I think there is no, again, so my answer is, I know that there is no law against helping your own people or any other people extending shelter for a moment, for a day or two, is not a crime. So I was handcuffed, and after the explanation, they said, they tapped my back. Congratulations, Bert. Good luck. I hope, but see to it that these people are not a problem in our community. Which I'm proud that none of these people are being involved in big crimes because Filipinos are very enterprising. I have experience that I can vouch for that. Give them a night or two a shelter, and the following week they could survive and they could live by their own. That is how we are built. We are equipped with industry, determination, and willing to sacrifice our own self, spirit, and manpower for the sake of our love, of our families. So, because family ties is very strong in our blood. So whether we like it or not, no matter how hardship it is we will be doing here in other island and other nation in other country, we will be striving and a little amount that we earn 50% or more are forwarded to our beloved country at home. So that's what we are. That's our nature. That's what bayanihan. That is love. That is the unwritten laws that the family ties is always stronger. Like myself, if I'm in the Philippines, maybe I will be lots of grandchild and children around me taking care of me. But here, I have to survive alone because I don't have families. But of course, the families are your neighbors directly, and then of course the community. They would like they didn't want you to say dying alone. Of course, no one was decaying alone because either the government or the community or the people around them takes care of them. Not everybody is ready and willing or prepared for this the last step of your life. But we are striving, but hopefully we cannot be a deficit, a problem to our neighbors in the community itself. So much for that. To give me a break, I have to show you that we old timers hardly we try to lay down the groundwork for to have a good image as the first batch of OFW. When we arrive here, we are all equipped with knowledge, able body, strong determination, and willing to survive in any circumstances that we will be facing. Because when you go to some new place, of course, you know what is in there. You don't know what will be happening, but the important thing is you are determined. No matter what, you believe in yourself that you will survive, which we have. And the fact is that we old timers are really both a good foundation that our people is reliable, trustworthy, and willing to work hard and accept whatever reality that will be. So we are here that we are the number one choice whenever it comes for service. We are like other ethnic people that all over the world, there will always be Filipinos. Imagine in 1990s when Ambassador Castro has to go up to Yukon because there are Filipinos there. I should have gone with him, but by schedule and works forbids for this historic trip. And but I saw the pictures and when in fact Canada is still in need of people who will be willing to work in Yukon. So much of that all over Canada is still in need of manpower and presence and how to cultivate this huge continent to be productive for this in order to feed the generations to come. So here we are. That we are the answer to accommodate the needs of these progressive countries because progress will only more progressive if manpower and consumer is around because what would you do your production you have the multi products like anything and here in Canada is overflowing and it's cheap but without the consumer this will go rot and it's very expensive to export to other countries. But when you have consumer, okay, so business goes smoothly because you what business will go smoothly to repeat because you don't have to make any transportation in order to sell your products because here and there if we have lots of immigrants all this excess food during seasons will be totally consumed and it will be good for economy. Consumer is number one reason for progress because we have the excess of uh, food or material things that being here and they need not to export or to any other place but here and here profits could easily obtain, and that is the contribution for the economy of the Canada. So much for that. Okay, why don't anybody will come in it subject? Okay, if there's none, I will talk about myself. If you don't want to talk yourself, here is a good sample as the first batch of this year. I think you have seen this before, or the so-called new heroes. I think it's a continuation. It is always continuing. There will be new heroes now and then because of our aggressiveness and of our sacrifices, of our willingness to do the jobs that nobody wants, but we are willing to share also what we a single sense that we earn. That is our unwritten uh, quality as Filipinos: survival, perseverance, and talent that we could be ready whenever and wherever it's needed. That's we are known for that. Could I ask the moderator for a break? Because I'd like a friend of mine, or actually she's my godfather, the goddaughter, Norma Carbon, who is now a new proprietor of this Papa restaurant. So your quality food you love, Filipino foods, Filipino cuisine, whatever you need, give them a call, get a call, and explain what you need. And it will be easy. Very moderate price and save you effort and preparation and display when you are cooking. But most important thing is that you could relax all the way after work. All you have to do is serve the dinner when you are arrive home because before after work just pass by the restaurant, call the restaurant by 514-658-1818. Ask for the cook. They are more and smiling to be preparing the specialty that you required for them. Of course, Filipino foods, any of them, because it's a region of our Filipinos, like from the north, from the south up to, okay, I could name some, like the black beet, like the sinigang, whatever, Filipinos, wherever you are, the Filipinos, the people eat the same food. Of course, they have their own specialty, which, for example, like the sili, which is or the laing, that is specialty, and then the bacon, and of course, in Iloilo we have the alugbati, and of course the Ilocano have this pinakbet. So actually, now wherever you are, all, food are all the same. You don't have to be Ilocano or Bicolano or Visayans because we have the same taste. So of course, there are some unique special items like chili. Some people just want chili, but others are their favorites. Okay. I was invited by Sir Jerry Dancel that we will be celebrating the uh, execution of Dr. Rizal this December 30. We will be asking this media, especially this Radio Pinoy, to accommodate them to have a show on December 30 dedicated to Dr. Rizal because that is our birth and death anniversary when he was uh, executed in Bagumbayan December 30, 1896. So please I would like this because now Montreal has 4 or 5 chapters. I could see that instead of being a civic organization, it's just being a competition. We are getting out of the way, but that has to be corrected. I would like to ask the elders to come together and discuss these things, why it's being done this way. We have to be united. We will be working together, especially this anniversary. The rate offering has to be all together because as one organization. It's so lamentable that on previous years where Independence Day was celebrated in Mackenzie and the bus of Dr. Rizal, some other group is having their celebration in their backyards. This is not a private or personal organizations. This is a civic organizations with the community, which is the organization itself, requires for unity and not a competition. This is requires for sharing your talent and supporting whatever it is activities and the especially this pandemic, especially flooding now that well we work together. You raise your funds uh, without duplication because we don't want to confuse the donors. Time and again, I've been seeing that because I received lots of questions. Is this Filipino organization fundraising, or is it the Bicol fundraising, or is it the Ilocano fundraising? Because it's this in Cagayan or what? But we have to be one. As what one good subject was last night when Jeff was asking me that why Filipinos is not happy when co-Filipinos are advancing or gaining popularity or a little progress in his life. Why Filipinos would grab them down instead of supporting. So I think my answer is clear because that's our quality of not supporting. Oh, do I have to say it again? But please, let's not do that. Correct ourselves because we have learned a lot that competition is will give you more striving, but sometimes it destroys, especially in economic and business when co-Filipinos are putting down each other. So, but putting a good quality does not mean that you are putting others down because there is always room for improvement to whatever it is, quality, challenge, knowledge. There is always a room for advancement. And as what they say, like in employment, they would say no vacancy, but all you know, and I have to tell you, there will always be a vacant for the right person. There is, believe in this in yourself, there is always room at the top. If you are the best and the best qualified, they will create your room. They will create your space. They will create vacancy because there is always space for the best. So you Filipinos, I believe, are the best. manpower in the whole world, because wherever, whatever industry existing, there is a Filipino. Whatever country, whichever country, there is Filipino. So we are progressing. We are in demand because our sincerity, reliability is on us. So let's keep it that way. Speaking of unity, it's hard because we are uh, still striving and working, and most often the activities call for unity. That's what we call togetherness, but that's not only the way how we could be united in the party or picnic, because we could get always be united in spirit and communications. I may not be present in your disco or inauguration or anniversaries, but I could be there in spirit by making my own contribution to your noble intention as a community organization. And so much so for that, we have to look forward the advancement, and if the PAMAS is not making an initiative for rebuilding PAMAS building and expansion, the community at large has to create something that would make farmers be aware that you need an expansion. If you have launched some objectives and make announcement that this is solely for the expansion of the building, believe me, they will they will get a good response. But since they are doing nothing but they are making beauty contests every now and then, but with no transparency, I think the people are being aloft to make a response for your call, because without transparency, people will be reluctant and start asking questions. That cannot be denied, because your hard-earned dollar needs to be spent wisely when you donate to a certain organization, like what we are doing now in the Philippines. Because we have a bad experience during the Yolanda. The money that was raised, it was said it was sent, but we never heard an acknowledgement of receipt that the your money, your donation reaches to the right person. And sadly, that the material things like the clothing that we sent and the container van get rotten on the pier, because some people have observed and they have notified us that it was there rotten and it was not delivered to the right person. Those are just rumors that has to be proven. We don't know. So, so what I could say is just a rumor because we were not there. But at least, because we see to it that every box we put the name of farmers and we are addressed, so that at least Filipinos, when they receive something, they're always very grateful. But we never receive a response of acknowledgement of receipt. So, but what can we do? We all just cry on our shoulder, and hopefully this time it will be delivered rightfully to the good reception that really affected by these calamities. But that will not deter us to stop doing our our helping hand. We still have to continue because we don't expect that people will be jumping when we give the thing, because the mere act that sharing wholeheartedly will give you a little bit comfort to yourself that at least I have done my part. Not so much, but this is what can I do, and I have done it. I hope God will give me more health in body and spirit and means in others I could share to my fellow kababayans now and then when they are in need. Just keep me strong and will never stop sharing whatever I have. Okay, there is a flashing of names. Why the list of the response is not listed on the side? Yeah, like what? Gina is always present. Shout out Malo Bale, Malo Bale, God wait bam. God died. Good evening, ma'am. Okay, that's the word. Good evening. Thank you, Iha, because at least it's quite comforting when talking all your lungs here dried out, but I have to keep opening my mouth. We were good or bad, but at least I could communicate with you, and your response is badly needed. So would alleviate my spirit also once in a while. That if there is a flashing names, that means I still have to keep talking. That means you are listening. That means you are ready to fit in anytime you want. Don't be shy, because expression is a means of communication and reaction that has that it shows that you have heard in acceptance or denial, but the message was relayed. Not clearly, but there's a sound in which you could laugh and amuse yourself. I don't know why GP doesn't come in today. She promised me last night that she will be here. There are some, all my grandsons would like to join, about, they don't know how, especially the people in Caloocan, also in Guam. My grandchildren there is really watching. They have to call me directly, which I told them all you have to do, just open your YouTube and type my name, Alberto Vieira, and there you go. You could watch the replay of the show anytime you want. Yeah, the process is very easy. Just click the link, the pen, and put the name on like, share, and subscribe. We're all in. So the whole world will be sharing and laughing at you. That's a very comforting situation if you will give me an answer. Tamsa host. What are you in Tamsa host? So just again, click the link pin, thumbs up. Thumbs up mean like thumbs up so that's how you do. That means I will be comforted. But that means that I have a reaction in that whether you like it or not. But there is a reaction because how would you'll never you wouldn't want to write something else that you don't like if you don't see and you don't hear about on this screen tonight. So thank you, favorable or non-favorable, but still you have joined me. Yeah, it's free. Don't be shy. Call anytime. You are not interrupting, but in fact, you will be part of my show and you'll be promoting not only me, but not the show, but also yourself, because it's only show that you are alive and active and you do like to share. So, what about if I'll say you that the modern heroes are all of us here sacrificing our time and effort and of course ourselves we could go now deteriorating but we still keep going and because for the love of our community back home, that is one asset on us that no other ethnic people will do what we are what sacrifices we have been doing for the sake and the love of our community. So so let's us like ourselves. That is one thing sure that we have to boast that I may be poor on your face, I may be ugly on your face, but to my family, I'm the most lovable person. Because it doesn't matter how other people tag you, but the most important thing, how you look at yourself. Because people are there to watch and see and make comments what they see. So you cannot tell them what to say because they have their own rights and privileges as freedom guarantees this each and every one of us. Like the other night's topic that racism and discrimination. That will never go away because democracy guaranteed an individual rights and freedom, whatever they have to think of you. So long as they don't say it to your face directly, they could think anything they want. They could make an action or getting away from you or making a bad action or mannerism. That is the right. You cannot stop them because that's how they feel about you. So sometimes, if you don't agree, then look your face at the mirror because some Filipinos say, "Oh, we are equal." Yes, we are equal on rights, but not what equality is an individual. Because no matter how you will tell me that you have to like him or you like her, within we you yourself have your own choice. So the response is personal. The action is personal. So long as you don't hurt anybody else, don't damage to somebody else, it's free, it's yours. You could think him as God or you could think him as devil. It's yours because that's what we call freedom. That is guaranteed under democracy is discrimination because discrimination is giving you the rights to like and dislike. Okay, going back to funding of your projects. I remember since 1990, or even earlier than that, Mary Jackson, president of the splinter of among one of the seniors that were able to get funding for the project like Meals and Wheels. It goes on and on. Of course, he has to pay herself for and buy her the utensils that they did until she has deteriorated herself because, of course, so, I think who is older, me or Mary Jackson? I don't know exactly, but we're almost the same age. But but she has done a good project, and it was funded by Horizon. Anybody who could ask Horizon, so long as you have good presentation of your projects. If you don't know anybody how to do the projects, ask Sanimoros, ask Alabdon, because they are experienced and they don't know when and where to get these fundings of your needed projects in order to survive, in order to start with. Because, of course, you have the talents, but without funding, you cannot start nowhere. So present your projects, ask for help, how to make a presentation of your projects, and you'll get started. So much for that. Good. Everybody has to be busy because staying idle, the devil will play on your mind. So keep busy, keep working, keep moving. Okay. That's why for me, my habit is after rising in the morning and after breakfast, I have to dress up, go out and walk from here and my residence up to Van Horn. We check my account and then buy one item for my grocery because I don't want to carry a lot because it's heavy. So I walk back home, cook and have good meal and then enjoy the TV show and laugh with the host. Laughter is always a good medicine because thinking so much, depression, because you cannot solve the problem, but accept the problem and try your best the any way you could uh, uh, minimize the worries that you are having every day. But that could be offset by your acceptance of yourself, who you are. And so within these days, we will be trying to talk more and more about Christmas because that is the season that we cannot avoid it. But in fact, the most awaited seasons of the year. Christmas, the birth of our Lord, which give us a time to reflect and contemplate most often of our needs, but we don't have to forget that thanking of your good health and presence in this world that given us a chance to like and dislike and enjoy the blessings that we are receiving every day and day out. So I have to thank the audience that time and again that laugh with me, share with me, talk with each other. Let's exchange ideas and more of it that we will be doing the best we can to serve the community. And of course, serving the community is just like loving your own community. Loving your community is loving yourself because you are part of the community. Because no, as what is said, no man is an island, but you have to participate. Open up your mind. If you cannot do it physically, do it mentally or your vocal. That's why you have your mouth. Uh, to open up and share whatever you have in mind. So, because keeping the talent on yourself, you will be responsible. Let us say, if you are a good cook and you don't want to cook, and you because even you have a lot of something to cook, cook because that is a God-given talent to you. So you have to make use of it. Otherwise, you'll be responsible. Likewise, the our medicine people, if they have the ability to create or to discover the cure of this pandemic, they have to do it because if they are just reluctant or keep their talent to themselves, they will be responsible to the giver of this talent that they have didn't use it rightly. So you will be answering for that. That is too remote, but that is a fact. Because just like money, if you have money and you know it has to be used properly and you just keep it there because your enjoyment, so long as you keep your money, you're happy. Of course, individual enjoyment is different, but money is earned to be spent to share and to for the improvement of locality, yourself and your family. Most of all, has to be served first before anybody else. So let's leave it that way. Let's keep thanking that we survive and hoping for the new day to come will be brighter. Let's accept it. Day by day, we live it in thanking the Lord every day. And before peace of mind will always keep you healthy because healthy body keeps a healthy mind because our body is the temple of our soul. So let keeps the body be admirable, be the right place for our soul to be living together with the Lord. So for now, I could say thank you. We survive again, and hopefully, please don't be shy. Like my show, click like, share, and subscribe. It's free. Please join me. So we will be. Who knows? Some days the Google or might give us some little gift so for to be shared in this community. But we have to do our part first. We have to share, we have to love, we have to get together and make the show expanding. And not only my audience, let's support our fellow Filipinos because it's in every corner, no? Everybody has a show. Please join me and join everybody. Support each other, that's the key word. So, I would like to say now, goodbye. Maraming salamat and good evening. Sayonara. See you again tomorrow. Hopefully, be jolly and more responsive to whatever calls that being made not only by myself but especially to the needs of our kababayan. Practice our good spirit, the bayanihan that make us unique in this world. We are having a closer ties every moment of our life because we do anything for us to share and to support our love for our family. And any other by means, we are giving our family the first before anything else. Before, not even before ourselves. So, thank you. Evening. Good night. Maraming salamat. Hope to see you again.